We are live,
Are we
so
live?
I'm not sure
Hey.
what you're going to say there, but welcome to another edition of episode 30 of Knurled News. This is episode 38. We have like 10 different
Mm,
topics or 10 different products to talk about because we skipped last week due to some bug around me, due to some scheduling conflicts.
yep. Yeah. All I was gonna say when I didn't realize we were actually live is as you were getting ready to hit or hit live, you were like, "Are we episode 38?" I jumped on YouTube real quick to check what the number of our last episode was, and then saw a YouTube video that said the NBA betting scandal just got 10 times worse. Have you been following that at
It
all with like
got
Chauncey
worse.
Billups? And I don't know. That's just what the headline said. So I was like, oh wow, and that's why you said, what were you gonna? I don't know what you were gonna say. I was gonna
Yeah, that
say, oh
NBA
wow,
scandal. I mean, it's
crazy.
not surprising. Uh, it's
No,
not surprising to me.
yeah, no sports. I don't know all of the cheating that we've seen exposed across all of the big sports at this point. At this point, I totally think the NFL is scripted. That's where I'm at on all this.
Dude, I don't, I know. It's
I still
crazy.
watch it.
Those games are so, all the games are tight. Most of them
Yeah.
are tight. And yeah, the NFL scripted. I don't know how they would pull that off though.
I think they can
It's
have a
almost like you,
general target. Like what if instead of trying to hit a bullseye, you were just trying to hit a plot of land, right? Like a designated destination. Like, hey, like if any number of these things kind of ends, it's a win for us kind of thing. Like it doesn't have to be the exact thing, but just like a general direction that they want it to go. It's a
if
business.
it feels like you would, yeah, it feels like you would need to get the players involved though, and the coaches.
Well, as we're seeing with the NBA scandal, players do get involved, and and coaches are always involved, and GMs and owners are for sure
Yeah.
involved.
Um,
Too
Good
much money to be
morning.
made.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry we
Yep.
missed you last week.
Yep. My bad.
Thanks for being here. Jared, I see your question about the old time strongman competition. So I don't know if you're familiar with the USAWA competition that happened last year. But they were the ones kind of in the back with like the strobe lights, and it's kind of like it is somewhat relevant to a strongman competition, but there's a little bit more like pushing and pulling going on. It's pretty confined to a smaller space, and yeah, more pushing and pulling. I don't know specifics of what next year is going to look like, but it's just a rebranded competition in regards to USAWA. I don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, but they're pulling away. This group is pulling away from USAWA and rebranding it as Old Time Strongman.
Oh,
So kind of cool. Does that make sense?
old time strongman. Huh.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you get a chance to watch any of the strongman comp at last year's home gym con?
Not really. I peeked
Neither.
peeked into it.
Yeah, me either. Just curious.
It's a good one. It's a lot of like we did get it was not necessarily the most ideal weekend for strongman because the strongman championships were happening in North Carolina the same weekend last year.
Oh, okay.
So, and we still got like 60 athletes. So I think there's probably an opportunity to get 100 athletes this year, especially as we just keep growing from year to year to year. The strongman competition seems to be kind of the most organized one,
Yeah.
from what I can tell.
Yeah. Was the strongman one at this previous year's the one that was happening in the very back with the big deadlift platform and everything? Or
It
was
was
that
in
a
the very
diff
front.
the
So
front?
right when
Okay.
you entered,
Yes. Yes, I know what you mean.
had the little
Front, back,
bleachers.
all the same. Yeah. Yes, the bleachers. Yeah.
Yes, the only one with the bleachers.
Yeah. Actually, Joey just asked Jared a question that you and I haven't even talked about those newly found kabuki plates. Did you see that post? Was it from Brian that waited out that posted like that pallet of like rusted
Yeah.
kabuki plates? It was,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird that those have been hiding under a rock somewhere or in a storage. I'm not sure. What interesting story about that. The foundry that Kabuki was using for those plates was located in Seattle. And if you like think back to 2020, 2021, we're all scrambling to find any type of workout equipment. I remember I found that foundry because they had done some plates before, and I was going to go see if I could get some plates from them. And then lo and behold, later on, Kabuki wound up using that same foundry when I was still in Seattle. So I was trying to find creative ways to go like get plates, and contacting a foundry directly was on the list. And
Interesting.
I found some plates eventually, didn't have to go to a foundry, but that same foundry went on to make Kabuki's now
Do
infamous plates. I don't
you
know.
do do you know any other plates that they were making at the time? Like, was there a brand?
Yeah, I don't remember what they were, but that three spoke design that's on the Kabuki plates, you could see it in a number of other plates that they had cast. They didn't change their mold other than to add that Kabuki strength part to it. Like it, the mold was pretty much the exact same. I can't remember what they were. It's like Iron Mountain. Anyway, no,
Got,
yes, but
got it.
no.
Got it. Jared said he enjoyed our rating of the specialty machines at Force USA.
Nice.
That was a fun one to like put together too. Even if we weren't live, those are like fun lists to do. So maybe we could do something like that in the future. If you have any ideas, Jared, let us know.
Well, we did do that one live though. Does he mean on the live show, or did you actually post our ranking up on the website or something?
I'm just saying in the future. He's saying
Oh,
do something similar.
okay. Yeah, rankings and tier lists and all that kind of stuff. It's just
It's
it
easy
always
to
gets
do.
my click. Well, sure, but it always
And
gets
then
my click on like a YouTube video. I'm like, oh, let me quick see, and then jump to whatever their S tier stuff is, whatever their. I always like watching those ranking videos. So,
yeah. Do you have any takeaways from our Force USA trip off
ooh,
the top of your head?
great question. Um, wow, yeah, I'm sure I do. I think one of my own like personal takeaways is how convenience and efficiency is just like really like my number one priority right now in terms of my own home gym. So because we were hanging out at Force USA, basically for I don't know,
2
20
days.
hours across
Yeah.
2 days, yeah. And we have all of these machines and all of this equipment that's just like set up and easy to use, and you and I aren't like moving plates from one machine to another. They're all just there. I just came out of that thinking like I need to simplify. I'm kind of done with the barbell plates and rack, which I had been for a while, but space has become a problem. So what it's done is it's got me like the tape measure is out in my home gym.
Got it.
That should explain everything. Like I'm reevaluating like how can I get a machine in here? How can I make things more efficient, get some weight stacks in here? But yeah, I
Uh-huh.
mean, in general, I think it really helped my perception of Force USA because I think I was still stuck back in seeing them in that like 2x2 era, you know, too much going on. What does that even do? And now I understand their product. I understand what they're trying to do. Um, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I
Not
think
fully
in
fleshed out.
in in general I was pretty impressed with their new offerings,
Yeah.
especially knowing, I think I went there the first time back in 2019, and that was also still in my barbell era or whatever, like simplified home gym. And then that really did open my mind up in like as I was like growing out my home gym the rest of the way. Like
Hmm.
simple having stuff set up and having it all in like a nice package without doing any like hacks is just such a luxury. It's also been really cool, as you mentioned, like the 2x2 era, and those were really the first all-in-ones that kind of came to the market,
Hmm.
and they've improved them by so much. Like if you were to look at that showroom, they had models even before those 2x2 in the opposite
Right.
side of where we were at most of the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So they've improved a lot. I also, one other thing is I started doing flies on my functional trainer rack over there, and I definitely missed the tornado arms or the freestyle pulley arms. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's not as good as the freestyle arms. So really, those really do make a good difference. Their new Smith machine is better than the Smith machine I have. So like little things like that is kind of what I took away. But again, yeah, they're improving. I do think they have, their primary market isn't maybe necessarily the primary market listening to our podcast
Yeah.
yet.
Right.
Yet. But I think as we continue to get older and have more mature home gyms, they will be.
Yeah. I think another interesting thing too was hearing them talk about their specialty retailers who actually like have their models in their showrooms across the country. Like, I never think about going in one of those specialty fitness stores that you see here and there. It's just going to be a bunch of like Hoist and more commercial stuff, brands that we don't typically talk about in the, I don't know, like our like niche little home gym community thing that we do here. But to hear how let's see how much they talk about those specialty retailers, it just gives me that perspective of like, wow, we are really just like the smaller piece of the pie. Like, these guys are selling to households, people with like, deep pockets, and they're just going to walk into a showroom. A salesperson's going to tell them, this is what you need in your home, and they're going to say okay, and then they're going to buy it. And then it made me think about ATX and a lot of those other companies who have found success being in those kind of specialty retail stores. That's how you get big, because Force USA has done really well for themselves, it seems like.
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have numbers, but I think
Right.
they're, I think they're doing well.
Yeah. Things are doing very good.
I imagine when they're next to some of those options you mentioned at the resale stores, they definitely stand out as far as like quality.
Absolutely.
I really hope that, we've seen a lot of reviews from like Maxim and, some of those like other all-in-ones starting to come up. I really hope we can get companies like that to Home Gym Con so you can like see for yourself a Maxim rack, for example, versus a Force USA, or like have the GetRX options right next to the Force USA option. I
Yeah.
think that would be really good for a lot of people who are considering the racks, because I think, there's almost so many options out there right now. It's just like, I don't even know what to get, so I'm not going to upgrade.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you can get your hands on them, you can really see how like the quality of the stuff, and is
Yes.
it worth the like price tag?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, Jameson, they didn't ask us if we knew Ashley or Tim Crafter.
I think they
Morning,
probably
Andy.
just knew we did.
Yeah, maybe they just assumed that we all know each other. Well, yeah, they know we all go to Home Gym Con, so
Yeah. I can pull up the doc if we're ready to go.
yeah,
to the
sorry,
doc.
I was just scanning. I was trying to make sense of this. Only 4 more days until we can save tens and tens of thousands of dollars on home gym purchases. What does that mean?
Black Friday probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
4 more days? Is that when, because like November will happen? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, pull up the doc. Pull up the doc. What have we got?
We've got an updated look at the floor map once it gets uploaded. Looks like I accidentally have this little white thing going through, but I think we have like less than 10 companies still to choose. So this is an updated look at, oh, that looks real wonky. But yeah, this is an updated format. It looks like I have a few things sticking out, or it didn't load properly. But It's loaded. It is about the same size as last year right now. Lots of big booths in the middle. We're starting to fill up that front right. We have all of the competitions in the back. And then hopefully hear back from a few other bigger names here soon that I think are considering
Ritfit not
heavily.
messing around, squaring off with Rogue.
Ritfit's not messing around. Wildman Athletica's not messing around. X Master's not messing around. Force USA 5x their booth space. We see a bigger booth from Prime this year. Iron Bull has a big booth. Primal Strength is also not effing around.
No, I just realized. I just saw them. Yeah, keep going.
As they were choosing their spot, they were like, oh, let's upgrade to this 4 more squares. So they have, I think that they have the same size booth as Rogue right now. So,
oh, okay. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Now that I look at it closer, yeah, it's gonna be crazy in there. Did Rep increase their booth size?
yeah, Rep's kind of in that middle area. I'm not sure exactly how much they're going to fill, but they are in the same spot they were last year with those pillars. So it's kind of a weird space for like squeezing in multiple different size booths. But they said they wanted that spot. We were actually going to have some competitions there, but just in the nick of time, they reached out and said, "Hey, we'd love to be able to stay in that same spot." So
Nice.
as a 4-time returner or a 4-time vendor, it was obliged.
Nice.
Let's see what else. It was kind of cool. I had a phone call with a company
Yeah.
who's considering, and they were like, and I was showing them. It was last week, so it wasn't quite to this extent, but it was. We were showing the map, and they go, "What size is that Rogue booth? Is that a 10 by 50?" I was like, "No, that is a 20 by 80." So that definitely caught them by surprise, which was great. I also don't know from like a selling point. I'm like, oh, does that mean? I didn't know if they were impressed or if they're like, ooh, that means we're gonna have to really go all out if we want to stand out.
Sure.
Does that make sense? Like, is it worth our time to go that hard?
Right. Like your answer to their question, like maybe you were afraid it like overwhelmed their senses a little bit. Like, oh, wait, we didn't realize that that's what we were up against kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not about that, though. It's not about being up against. It's just being a part of.
Right. And I just see a ton of value, and no matter where you're at, like just do it 1 year. And then you can grow from year to year to year, which is what a lot of these companies have done. They didn't necessarily start with these huge booths. They just signed up, got a feel for it, and we're like, yeah, we want to go bigger.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Also, ticket prices going up Friday. So if you haven't received your tickets,
Get your tickets.
go get the tickets. This little bump will be the most substantial price raise going forward. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's move on. We have some products to discuss. Got a new computer, so bear with me as I don't know why it's not.
Jake forgot how to computer. All right.
1 sec.
Let's see. Yes, Jared, I think that he would welcome that as well. Jameson getting way ahead of himself, wondering what food options we were going to have this next year.
Of course he is. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties here.
No problem. I can cast it too if you're having challenges. No. Oh, right, there we go.
Let's start off with the
Profile Belt is our newest product collaboration that we've launched. And today I'm going to show you how easy it is to use and set up. First, you'll admire the made in the USA craftsmanship and premium features on this product. Now, to get started, you will pull the pop pin to release the belt squat from the wall. The unique kickstand has magnets built onto it so it stays latched, and as you're lowering, grab the knurled handle, release the kickstand, and the belt squat will stand on its own. Next, you want to grab the weight post, put that up into position, and we're ready to load our weight. We've added an extended weight post so you can add as much weight and lift as heavy as you'd like. Next, you will remove the pin for dual access functionality. Once you're here, what I like to do is remove the belt, and then I actually just like to step in, make sure my Spud Inc belt is adjusted the way I need it to be. Now there's two ways that you can hook into this belt squat. My favorite is just coming underneath and hooking here and standing up, or you can release your carabiner and hook in into the hole right there. Now, when I'm ready, I just pull the kickstand, magnets into place, make sure my feet are set, and I'm squatting. I can go as heavy or as light as I want without all the spinal load. When I'm finished, it's as simple as grabbing the kickstand, releasing, unhooking myself from the belt, pinning back into place, moving the weight post down, and storing back on the wall. Check out the profile belt squat today and pick one up for your home gym.
Pick one up for your home gym. What are your thoughts on that?
Whoops, I was muted. I didn't realize it was a collaboration with Vendetta. When that pan rolled up and I saw Vendetta's V, I thought, wait, what? But I have heard tales from you, Britton at Vendetta, and Kyle's visit to Fargo, right?
Yeah.
For to go see PRX, and I know that Britton and the team at PRX were very friendly.
Stuff.
Yeah, working stuff out.
Very friendly.
Yeah, very friendly.
Yeah,
This is cool. Go ahead.
I don't
I'll let
know.
you jump in.
I don't know how much information is safe to share, but basically, when we got to Fargo, there was a kind of a prototype of this, and we were like doing a tour through their area, and basically Britton just reeled off a bunch of ways to improve it. And I imagine they just were like, oh, let's work with Britton on making this a thing and bringing it to market.
Yeah.
Britton is truly a genius when it comes to this stuff.
Right.
And you know, this looks really solid. I actually have, as a belt squat option, the Mammoth belt squat connected to the wall.
Oh, you do connect yours to the wall.
Yeah, I recently did that maybe a month ago, and I really like it connected to the wall.
Really?
Yeah, just such a small footprint. You just leave it up there. It's only coming off a few feet from the wall. It doesn't have the ability to, I don't have the ability to put it up like this.
Right.
But I love the ability for that, for this product. That seems really nice. Just really well thought out magnets to help store it.
Yes.
$549.99 for a made in America product like this. I don't think that's terrible.
Right.
But yeah, I really like this. I don't know. They said there was a limited amount to purchase, so I'm not sure if these are still available right now. But yeah, I like this one.
I think, yeah, I like it too. I think that they've done some things that are just like well thought out and good decisions. I really like the hook / hole for the attachment point. I actually put like a hook on my belt squat belt so that I can just hook in, because trying to clip in and out of with a carabiner and your underload, not great. But so I really like that. I think their kickstand, this might be one of the best kickstands I've seen released so far. Like it kind of follows up on what Sorenex has done with their, whatever they call their belt squat, but great kickstand. The magnets are fantastic. Single post is a little bit of a miss, but that's easily changed out with like the dual weight horns like Fringe has done. I do think it's a miss that they don't. Maybe they have a rack mounted option, but or do you know? Are they going to make this something you could rack mount, or is this forced wall mount?
Not sure. It kind of seems like forced wall mount.
Okay, okay. I mean, I think the swivel is great. I think that the fact that you can latch it up against the wall is great. It's just really well thought out. Um, and then, I think Kinsey asked, like, is this better than the Mammoth Belt Squat? I don't know if I would say it's better. I think that there's pros and cons to each. I personally like that the Mammoth can be both wall mounted or rack mounted. I definitely like the kickstand better on this one.
I think these are just, these are similar products, but one's just in a higher price category versus one's more just budget friendly,
right
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be curious too if we were to take a Mammoth, add the kickstand, add the swan neck, like basically bring it up to this with all of these features. I think you might be not too far off on price.
On price.
Yeah. But I like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, cool. Good job, PRX in Britain. All right, next up we have the Titan Series chest supported row. So this thing debuted at Home Gym Con last year as like a prototype. It's a standalone machine, heavy duty, 11 gauge steel. It does have rotating pivot handles, adjustable width, and a medium mountain knurl. The weight limit is 5'11", and then they also say it is adjustable for lifters all the way from 4'11" to 6'6". The price point, $14.99.99.
I didn't get a chance to try this at Home Gym Con. Did you?
I did not, but this is a very tempting piece. It's just the fact that it only does one thing is like, oh, that's a lot of space for one thing.
It is a lot of space for one thing.
But it's cool. It's really cool.
It is really cool. It is really cool. I think most of us like a good T-bar row. The price isn't bad. It's not terrible, but it is. It's still a pretty big investment for a piece that only does one thing. But it was beefy. I know that when I saw it at Home Gym Con, like it immediately stopped me in my tracks. Like, whoa, that is a beefy T-bar row. But I like it. I think it's a good option. I think it's cool to see, a new T-bar row. I like the adjustable handles. I like that they can swivel, all of that. It looks like a great piece. How do they accomplish, how would they accomplish it being adjustable for lifters from 4'11" to 6'6"? Is that just like the foot plate moving up and down? Is that essentially what allows you to adjust for different heights?
I don't know. Does anybody else know?
It's got to be.
It's got to be the foot plate.
Yeah, it's got to be the foot plate because I don't see that anything else adjusting. Let's see. Jared, quite a bit of space, but it did feel great at Home Gym Con. Nice. The space is the issue. The Temple of Gains is more space efficient. I don't even remember Temple of Gains having one there. But all right. Jameson calling out. I didn't try it, but I immediately anticipated being too short. Well, maybe not. Maybe not, Jameson. And I think Kinsey had some. Oh yeah, she said it felt amazing. It's just so big. If you have the space, though, it's nice. Yeah. You would add this to your space if you, I don't know, let's say that you got it for free. Would you for sure make room for it and put it in there?
I would be tempted to buy it in my space and make it one of like a few strength machines. Yeah, I think it looks. I have more space than most.
Yep.
But yeah, I think this is one I would highly consider.
For sure.
It just looks so beefy, robust. Like, it seems like something that's going to last forever, and one of those things where it could probably be a relatively easy resale for a decent price up if for whatever reason you just didn't find yourself using. But yeah, I think this would be one of my favorite movements, and I've had a hard time nailing this movement with like a seal row. It's just not 100% ideal. A steel row rack attachment, I should say.
Sure. Yeah, I was trying to think about that. I mean, like, because your feet are planted on a T-bar row versus a steel row where your feet are flopping out in the air, I think they're kind of two different movements. When I was in a commercial gym, the T-bar row was a staple, though. I mean, it was always jump on, especially because there was usually like, you know, two or three 45s already on it, and it was just like easy to hop on and rep out. I really like the dual weight horns on this. Most of the ones I ever used were just like a single post, so that's more convenient to get your plates off. But I think I would make a space like if I had the space, this would be on the table as something I would want to put in my gym, because at least for me, like setting up a landmine and just doing these from the floor while you're hinged over, it's just not the same. That would be my comparison, is just using my basic Rogue landmine versus what I've experienced on a T-bar row machine. That's what I'm still trying to hit, is like that comfort, the chest support. You can hit a greater load because you don't have to worry about your lower back. So I like it. I think it's a great option. Probably the best looking T-bar row I've seen out there.
I like it too. Yeah. All right. Next up, more from PRX. So this is kind of like an Athena alternative, dual stack. Oh, so this is from PRX, built limitless, wall mounted functional trainer, has dual stacks that integrates into their 5/8 inch modular rack line. 250-pound stack with a 2-to-1 ratio. So that's more than what Rep offers. It's something that is not foldable. So this is something you just leave there. You don't fold it up like most of the PRX stuff. Made America and priced at $35.99. I did a quick comparison to Reps, and that is, I think Reps dual Athena with something similar to this was like 2,800. So
okay,
you're paying a little bit more for the bigger weight stack and then the Made in America aspect. And I think this one is a little bit deeper. I think the Rep one's a little more shallow as well, based off of just like some initial research. But this is a cool option from PRX too.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Real quick.
Good.
I like the idea of putting that belt squat right in the middle of this.
Oh.
And then you can put some handles on each side, and you can do like, you can have a handle for your belt squats. Whereas like I don't think that was possible with the current version, or the only version of the profile belt squat.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my first thoughts. It was with it being wall mounted, how would you ever add some kind of handle if you wanted to do that? Unless I don't know, Matt Porter releases his hell box for it or something like that. But yeah, I think that's a good idea, putting the belt squat right in the middle. Why not? I mean, assuming you don't have that PRX wall mounted bench thing that they have or whatever that like mounts to the wall. But I think this looks really good. Price is competitive. I need to take a better look at all of the things, but it looks well executed. Still tough to beat Athena's slim profile with that. I think it's like 16 inches is the depth on the Athena, which is really impressive. But this looks cool. I like it. It looks like they're using high quality components. It's all made in the USA. I'd be curious to find out if their stacks are made in the USA.
I doubt it. This one also, real quick, this one does come in. There's 3 different height options off the top of my head. I can't remember what they are, but it's like 81 inches to, I want to say 95 inches, and then something in the middle. And then this does have also 7 colors. So you can choose colors, which is a big deal to some people.
Is that price like as we're seeing it right here? Uprights, everything we're seeing? Okay.
I think so. Yeah. I think it's pretty much just one standalone purchase.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't see the chats. Are there any comments about this one?
Let's see. Home Gym Harry had something on the T-bar row. Let's see. No, not much.
Okay.
I think just Joey letting us know that Rogue actually makes their stacks in the USA. I don't think I mean, that makes sense because they work with a lot of. Are they a Foundry? Rogue isn't their own Foundry, right? They work with foundries.
Yeah, I don't think they're on their own foundry.
No, I don't think they are either.
I can see that happening one day.
Yeah, well, Bill keeps posting pictures of this huge expansion that Rogue is about to start.
Yep. Yep.
It'll be interesting if they include a foundry in there. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Ashley's here. What's up, Ashley?
All right, let's go on to
Yeah.
VTS Lite. So this is just a cheaper VTS, doesn't have quite as many components as the normal VTS. I did watch a video of Larry on the website. It's like a 6-7 minute video. I almost added it here, but it was just too long. And one of the things he mentioned was, since we're getting knocked off by so many other budget options, we might as well just create our own budget option. So this one is a budget-friendly trolley system that will fit on a 3x3, 2x3, or 2x2. So just a more simplified design. Features lacks the premium features like tool-free height adjustment, rubber bumpers, and the hex ports. The pre-sale price, I didn't catch the shipping date, but the pre-sale price right now is only $349.
That seems pretty tempting. I hadn't seen this at all until I saw it in the deck this morning.
Okay.
So I'm coming in pretty cold on this.
These were the only pictures I could find. So I didn't see any pictures of it on a rack. Even when he was doing the video, it was just right in front of him. So I mean, I'd love to see a video of them in use, or maybe just side by side as well compared to the regular VTS. But yeah, I think this is probably a more practical option for a lot of home gym owners.
Yeah, I agree. 350 is a much more palatable price. And these look simpler. I think, even just speaking for myself, a lot of times, I look at or I have looked at the VTS and I'm like, that's a lot. There's a lot going on. Pretty complicated. This looks a lot like the barrier to entry is much smaller.
Yeah.
It seems like with this, not only from a price, but from a functionality perspective. And after spending all that time at Force USA with basically a Smith machine on every rack we touched, I've definitely been thinking about a Smith machine.
You liked the Smith machine.
I really did.
It's so nice to have just right there.
Yeah, it's just convenient. Yeah, I really like the Smith machine. Rep has been teasing theirs too.
Yes.
They did tease theirs.
I think that's later this week.
Is it? Maybe it is.
I think so.
Maybe it is. Cool. We'll talk about it on next Tuesday, if so. But anyway, yeah, this looks like really good. This is something I would for sure consider adding to my space. 350 is, I don't know. It'd be fun to have that play a game. Like, what's your don't think about it price? Like, or your cap? Like, what's the number where you actually have to stop and be like, wait, am I actually going to buy this? And then where are you? Like, this is at that price point where I'd be like, yeah, whatever, I'll buy it and figure it out later, kind of thing. So
yeah, you probably just have to wait a little bit for the pre-sale.
I
did ask on my most recent podcast, Adam and I discussed, would you go with a VTS or like something like a standalone, or not standalone, but a rack attached Smith machine? And I plan on throwing that question on the Garage Gym Experiment story. I'm curious which option more people are interested. Do you want something like this, or would you rather have a rack attached option? Curious to hear what you think.
Oh, it's such a great question. Okay, my first like my gut response is I would want like the not dedicated, but like not the upright attached Smith machine. More something like with what like Force USA does, where they're on dedicated rods. You're not having to dual purpose your uprights for them. That's where I don't want to jeopardize my front uprights any more than they already are and have to like work around these trolleys on there. So I would prefer it to be inside the rack on its own dedicated rods, essentially the route that Rep is going with theirs. That would be my preference. Now, the thing that I kind of get hung up on is I really like that you can just put
Different
handles.
handles.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's tough. But I think I would probably still opt for like the guide rod and not jeopardizing my front uprights. What about you?
On the podcast, I said I would go with something like the VTS because of the handle variance. I think that'd be a cool feature to plug and play with.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Rep Fitness has talked about making that available. I don't know. We'll see where they go. But
Right.
Smith Machine is definitely on the list of things to get. But this looks good. I think this is really this
Yeah,
has
good price
potential.
point.
Yeah, good price point. I'm really curious to see where they go with this.
All right,
I'll have to
next
be
up,
paying more attention.
Anchor X. So this is another product that was teased at Home Gym Con. It's finally available. Oh, sorry about that.
Loud music.
That's pretty loud. Here, I'll turn the volume down. Oh, I just learned how to do that. So yeah, so Ancore has had the Anchor Pro, and then I think another just Ancore. So this is kind of their third version of it, the Ancore X, and this one is the most heavy duty of them all, seemingly by far. It's built with commercial gyms in mind, but knowing a lot of home gym owners, I think they also have that, like, we just want to get something that's going to last us forever, and this is their take on that. So this goes up to 80 pounds, starts off at 5, has a 10-foot cable. It's made in the USA and easy to mount on racks. I think a lot of people did enjoy this at Home Gym Con.
Yeah.
I've talked to the Ancore guys before and was just curious their take on this versus like a Voltra. And their big competitive advantage is you don't need to use a battery for this. You don't need to charge it. It is much simpler to use. And so that's kind of their selling point here. It's for anyone who doesn't want to have to do as much thinking. It's also, this one's their beefiest, most expensive one, but it's still quite a bit cheaper than the Voltra.
What is the price on it?
I think this one's like $13.99.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to try this at Home Gym Con?
I tried this at HFA.
Oh, that's right. You talked about this before we even got to Home Gym Con.
Yeah, and I thought it was solid. It definitely it's got the kind of Ultra feel. They don't feel quite like stack weights, but
Okay.
it would get the job done.
Yeah, I didn't
Travel
get a
with it,
chance to
yeah.
try it. Travel with this?
Oh, maybe not this one. There are other ones. There are
I
other
was
ones
like,
you can travel with.
that
Yeah.
looks like it's the size of a backpack. Yeah, okay. So I didn't get a chance to try this. I really wanted to, but they had a lot of activity at the Ancore booth. There was always somebody trying this, and I just never waited around. But it's big. Oh, they just slid that thing up there. Oh, I didn't see that. So they've got it on some kind of a mount that will just glide up and down, like on rollers or something.
Yeah.
Oh, makes way more sense. 'Cause I was like, that thing looks heavy to move around. Yeah, that's a big piece. Looks cool. I gotta try it, but I do like the dial versus a screen. I'm thinking about the price point. So basically another $1,000 to get the
The
Voltra.
dial's nice. It's a
The
nice
dial is super
touch
nice.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a friend of mine who had a Voltra and then got rid of the Voltra, and he said, "I'm just sick and tired of interacting with the screen." He's like, "I just want to be able to like move a pin or rotate it out, whatever." He was just over the screen on the Voltra. So I do like the dial. Can any of their other ones go up to 80 pounds?
No, I think
Okay.
they're closer to 60 with
Okay.
a 1-to-1.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a cool piece. I definitely see it being more appealing to the commercial gym buyer than the home gym buyer, but we'll see. Be curious to see where we start
Yeah,
seeing these pop up.
and they target a lot of like athlete centers. It's it's a good one for athletes. All right, next up, let's see what we got here. The Tri-Fighter from Porter Phys Ed. This is in collaboration with WM Fabrication. Let's see here. So I don't know how to explain this one. It's got two handles. It's got two handles, something in the middle to connect them, multiple like points to attach for different angles on a cable system. It's ideal for hammer rows, as you can see in the video here. Cable goblet squats, tricep push down. It has a longer frame than I think the not frame, but I don't know actually scratch that. I don't know about the size of the handle or anything like that. But 35 millimeter grip, so pretty thick grip. Built with TIG welded stainless steel and aluminum, finished with leather wrapped Eclipse handle. Oh, so it is Eclipse handles. And then the price is $200.
So I'm curious. So I've talked to Matt enough about this piece. Even though it does look like those are the Eclipse grips, I think he told me that the shaft on these versions is longer, so it's not exactly just like he's taking some of his Eclipse grip inventory and repurposing it for the Tri-Fighter. These are a different length of handle. I'll say this: when I first saw this, I thought, okay, it's just a close grip row, essentially, that you can use for a couple of other things. But what I've learned with Matt's products is they're just something you have to try. He just really nails them, especially with the Eclipse grip. Same thing. I was pessimistic. I was like, okay, so it's just a hammer grip attachment. And then I got one in my hands. I thought, okay, this is really good. And you like your Eclipse grips a lot too, right? I think you said that they just stay on all the time, right?
I love them.
Yeah.
They're, I had high hopes for them, but before receiving them, but man, they're nice.
They're
nice. Hard to explain exactly why they're so nice, but
exactly.
It's just like the sizing is right. The sizing is right. They're well thought out, like where you put your hands. I imagine this is the same.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to call out, is that Matt's attention to detail, his care for the small nuanced things that matter to us and that can impact one attachment from the next, even if they're trying to accomplish the same thing. He really thinks through all of these things. So I imagine this to be a really nice piece. 200 seems like a pretty good price, especially when you consider like an Eclipse grip itself is like $100. So you're getting two Eclipse grips essentially, plus an attached, the metal piece in the middle. But I like it. I want to try it. I might even buy it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he could probably, sorry to cut you off there, but he could probably get away with higher prices.
He probably could get away with a higher price on this. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, nice. Cool product.
Mm-hmm.
Anything in the chat about this?
Just Jared, love the idea. Making equipment offer more as Matt has done. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Autumn kind of nails it here too. It does seem like the Eclipse grips with the attachment piece, but these are a different handle, a little bit longer. I might be curious to buy this just so that I can take the handles off and try those as like a longer Eclipse grip and see how that feels. Could definitely do that.
It looks like they wouldn't be too difficult to take on and off.
No, it wouldn't be at all. But nice piece. I like the name. Cool looking piece. Excited to try it. And I have a lot of faith in what Matt does. So
totally.
Yeah.
All right, next up, universal band rail system. So I do have a standard band rail. You can attach bands all the way from top to bottom. This one's just newer with has something where you can mount them to a rack, which seems a little bit more practical for a lot of people. I think you could still probably attach it to like the back of your rack and still use the front as normal. So a bunch of different colors, made in America, not cheap, but for people that use bands a lot, again, maybe not necessarily this crowd, this this seems like a clever option.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems fine. I mean, I don't know. Like, I like that it can be wall mounted or mounted to a rack. You obviously lose your side holes if you put
Yeah.
this on a rack. So you have to really be into band movements for this, but seems convenient. All of the different attachment points. Who makes this thing?
The Band Machine.
The
It's the
band.
company.
Okay.
Small made in America company
Okay.
out of
Okay.
Iowa. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, I mean, the fact that it's made in America, explains the price a little bit more. But
Yeah, they have a few other options. One is, well, I guess maybe this is just the update to that where it has the ability to put it to the rack, but you can also just put that on a wall
Right.
with those little screws right there, which is what I have. So like I have crossover symmetry bands. I'll use it with that. I do have a few of these Jaeger bands. They also have like, if you go to the Band Machine website, they have an option with like a standalone post on, I believe it's on wheels, and you can move it around like a gym. So like athletes can use it for bands. Like imagine like a baseball team
yeah.
having like a movable band system. That one's not necessarily a home gym product, but so that he's also doing stuff like that as well.
What's a Jaeger band?
It's just a brand of a band.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's
it's
their
just
name for their bands. Is that what it is?
Jaeger is they just, I think this just includes Jaeger bands, which is probably a band company that's been around for many, many, many years.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Different
Yeah,
company from
different company. It's just what
this company.
used with them.
Got it. It's an interesting piece. I just don't use bands like this. So do you find yourself, does the convenience of having all of these mounting points there, you could probably have just like bands permanently hanging off of them at the points that you like to use. Is it, I could see this making bands more accessible and something that you want to use, especially for a warm up, because they're just out and ready to go. Whereas like right now, I'd have to like get a band, set it up. I don't even that 30 seconds sometimes be like, nah, my first set will be my warm up.
Yeah, I find myself using bands a lot more.
Okay.
It's just for warm ups though. I don't use it for anything else. But if you're somebody that uses bands every day, this would be something to consider. I don't think it's top 10 on the priority list for most. But if you love bands and you like the right color, could be something to check out.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. And then maybe this might be the last one.
Well, it was.
Yes, Savage kettlebells. So Fringe Sport taking their Savage bumper plates, turning them into kettlebells. So this includes a rubber finish that should protect the floor more, reduce noise. If you like hit yourself, it probably won't hurt as much. If you notice, they have like kind of a coated handle on the side.
Yeah, it's like
Textured handle that I think should help with like snatches. They range from 32 kgs to 12 kgs to 32 kgs. Yeah, I mean, cool looking kettlebells. You also, if you saw any promo videos, you saw Peter Keller doing them in a Speedo.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Peter.
So,
I didn't realize that these were rubber coated, or they're calling it soft touch coating, rubber finish. So that whole kettlebell is wrapped in some type of a rubber.
something, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've used rubber coated kettlebells before, and
Me too.
yeah,
Me too.
there's-
I just, when I first saw these, I assumed they were cast, but the molds
No.
were, included the rubber grips and the hand marks and stuff on them. So that's interesting. I think they look great. We already know that people like to buy cool looking kettlebells, especially because that they had that whole run of like Ironmans, and Joe Rogan did his own thing, and people like buying those different looks. So I can see people buying these because they're probably the coolest looking kettlebells. I don't know how rubber's going to feel, but I like the grip on or the textured grip. That's a cool feature. And I think I would like rubber coating. Having recently gone away from cast plates to just committed to fully rubber grip plates, I could see where having rubberized kettlebells is just convenient, less clanging and banging and worrying about stuff, chipping on itself. But I think they look great. I'm not a big kettlebell guy though.
Yeah,
They just look cool.
I have to say some of my worst home gym purchases were the kettlebells that looked cool, but they were misshaped.
So you
the
do have
On-It
one of
ones,
those heads, the On It, yeah.
I used to have some of the On-It heads, yes, but I got rid of them. They're not ideal. They are
Okay.
definitely cool to look at. So I like how they kept the traditional kettlebell look, feel, shape, but added some flair to it. So I like this take on a cool kettlebell as
Okay.
opposed to the weird shaped ones.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought about how the design of those On Its would impact various movements and stuff, or how it feels. Like I could see that, like how a rounded metal surface landing on your forearm is preferred over like a jagged teeth and nose cast face that's going to be landing on your forearm or something like that. So that makes good sense. But I think they look great.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I think that's the doc.
Let's see. Okay, I'm looking at some of the comments. Jared is asking for people who do use kettlebells a lot, what are their thoughts? I don't know if we have a kettlebell crowd in here. Andy is saying he got rid of all of his kettlebell stuff. And
I still prefer the adjustable kettlebells. Good
you've
enough.
said that recently that you like
Yes.
your adjustable kettlebell.
I would love to see these in an adjustable kettlebell form. They're cool. But I mean, the space saving of the adjustable kettlebell is just, for me, who doesn't use them on a super regular basis, but likes to have them, the adjustable kettlebells are good enough. I use the Bells of Steel ones, for anybody curious. They're solid. No complaints there.
I don't use mine at all. Really.
And I just use them for swings. I don't use them for anything else.
Yeah. I've contemplated, like I have 15 pounds up to like 80 in like 10-pound jumps, and I've thought about just selling all of those
Yeah, I would sell them.
and just getting like one or two heavies, because even my 80-pound isn't heavy enough for me for swings. So yeah, I might have to, but they don't take up a lot of space at all. They're like
Yeah.
tucked away. I don't know. I'll never be, I'll probably make money on them considering the price I got them, but I don't know. Okay, Ashley uses kettlebells all the time. I wonder what Ashley's thoughts on these are, but I don't know. Maybe I'd use them more if I had something.
How
for
do you
heavy
use
swings.
them, Ashley? How do you use the kettlebells?
Crazy gymnast, flexy, bendy, weird stuff. I don't know.
I think maybe for like lunges would be a good one. If you needed to, if you didn't have.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yes, there are movements. That's where I would say I use my kettlebells most, is on movements that could also be performed with a dumbbell, but a kettlebell is just nicer to use them for, like lunges or suitcase carries, or that kind of stuff where that handle is just nicer in the way that it distributes the load versus a kettlebell. What is she saying?
Yeah,
Atlas
loadable.
Bell, plate loadable one. People like their plate loaded ones. All right. Trying to see if we missed anything in here.
No, that was we went product to product to product, and most of them we were really positive. It seemed like most of the products were good products. It's that time of year, trying to get the good ones out right before Black Friday, I think, is kind of like a target for a lot of these companies. So We've seen Fringe tease a few new products coming soon, Reps coming soon. So I imagine the next month or so we'll have some good product releases for the home gym too.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. I think because we've kind of been in a bit of like a slow period where every week we're like, do we even have anything to talk about? But it's about to ramp into high gear. We might have to do a whole episode just on like Matte Black Friday or Matte Black November or whatever, and like look at different deals, or maybe we'll pull up a content creators deals page or yours, the Knurled News deals page, and just like work through those. And there's going to be a lot of stuff. And it's going to get busy.
Yeah, and I actually had a few things on the radar today, but so we had so many things today, pushing those to next week. And we should also, since Knurled News does cover like every single product release, try and like get it, do like a year-end summary or something like that.
Yes.
Something like that. Towards the end of the year, maybe in December, that might be cool. Like, it should probably be dead towards like the holiday season. So maybe we'll do that then.
I think that'd be cool. I like it.
Yeah. And then, yeah, maybe we do it by company, like, and then say who did the best this year. I don't know. But that would be an easy way to group it. It's so hard to like keep track all year long. But with the newsletter, that helps.
I like it.
Still be a lot of work though.
Yeah, it will. It will be. Well, cool. I think we had some good products today.
Cool. All right.
We're at the hour mark. Yeah.
See you guys next week.
See